plaintiff, Jeremy Bartlett, has a foot fetish, and the defendant answered his online ad looking for a woman who didn't mind her feet being worshipped. Jeremy claims he paid the defendant for 4 foot sessions, but then she borrowed over $10,000 that she failed to repay, so he's suing. Defendant Tony Terry says she answered Jeremy's ad because she needed extra money, so he started paying her on a regular basis to rub her feet. Tony insists Jeremy is suing for more than she owes.
All right, start with you.
I met the defendant in the summer of 2017 after I'd placed a Craigslist ad looking for a lady who didn't mind her feet being worshipped.
What?
Foot freak.
Well, I'll explain.
Foot freak?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, foot worship is when you kiss feet, suck toes, things like that.
Oh, my God.
I know there's foot freaks and you're one. Is that your point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't pass judgment on your thing. Got my own thing. So.
And what's that? Y'all want to know.
Go ahead.
So I'm not ashamed of it, Your Honor. And matter of fact, I've had several foot ladies over to my house over.
How long have you been a foot freak, sir?
As far as probably since I was a little kid, I've always noticed feet. So, but I've always had, Your Honor, I've always had foot ladies over, and I've always introduced them to my mom because I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't tell her what I was doing with them, but I've always introduced them to my mom. And of all the ones I've had over, Your Honor, the only one that she was concerned about was the defendant.
Why?
She said, Jeremy, don't get too involved with that girl. She's weird.
She's weird. She's weird.
No, Your Honor, that sounds a little strange coming from a foot guy. But my mom was exactly right because she turned out to be a con artist.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you get a thrill out of that? Is some type of thrill?
Unfortunately, I do, Your Honor.
Well, not unfortunately. Your thing is your thing.
So,
Trying to ask this in a decent and daytime television way. Do you get excited as you would if you were being intimate? Do you get excited in that way?
well, Your Honor,
Is it sexually exciting to you? You get sexual pleasure out of it.
Well, Your Honor, some sessions end happier than others. But, yes, there is some sexual component to it.
Okay. Wow. All right, do your thing, man. All right.
I'd placed a Craigslist ad looking for a lady who didn't mind her feet being worshipped.
What?
Foot freak.
Well, I'll explain.
Foot freak?
Yeah.
Foot worship is when you kiss feet, suck toes, things like that.
God.
I know there's foot freaks and you're one. Is that your point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant Tony Terry met the plaintiff online, and she claims he has a foot fetish, and he regularly paid Tony to rub her feet.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. Give me some
Basically, he's
background.
the sugar daddy, Your Honor.
That's all. Sugar daddy.
Yeah, he, like
that's
you said,
that's an easy job.
He
Come in,
has
rub
multiple-
the feet, and give me that 500 or 100, 200 or whatever.
Exactly. And that's what it became to, you know.
Where's your meeting?
Online. I was actually looking online trying to find extra work cleaning houses and came across that. I thought it was odd and very, very odd, but turned out to be legit. I just didn't realize how far in detail until I got other emails that, like you said, he likes it a little more than some other people. Started to wonder if that's his thing, maybe like a 40-year-old virgin just into feet. But it became a regular thing. I needed extra money. I have bills, kids, mom to take care of.
Now, if you don't mind, just describe one of the high.
It did get a little bit weird. I went there the first time, rubbed my feet, sitting there watching TV. I really didn't pay no attention to him. I'm trying to tune out, like, but it's nice, okay? Normally you go pay for a foot rub. You pay money for somebody to rub your feet. It's the opposite way around. Kind of enjoyed it. Not like that, though. But
What was he doing?
rubbing my
while you
feet and smelling my feet, which just became odd. And it was just like, okay, got the money left.
I mean, but beyond that, he wasn't like, ooh, baby.
No, thank God, no.
Okay.
I couldn't tell that there was extra excitement there, so.
All right, sir. What are you suing her about?
I'm suing her for $5,000 because I only paid for 4 foot sessions with her.
How much per session?
I guess it was about $80.
Okay.
The last foot session I had with her was in 2017, so it's been a while.
Okay.
And in October of 2017, she disappeared. I didn't hear from her. And then she got in touch with me in June of 2018, and she wanted me to send her a Western Union money order for about $75. And I did that.
Did you tell her to send you a toe?
I did send pictures, Your Honor,
At
for
least
that.
get a toe out of that.
She did, Your Honor, she did send me a few foot pics.
Okay.
And then I didn't hear for
Foot pictures.
PG-rated foot pics. And then I didn't hear from her, Your Honor, for about another 3 months, and she got in touch with me in November 2018. She needed another money order. I gave that to her.
How much?
I think it was about $40, something like that.
You got to give more than about if you intend to collect or convince me of the amount she owes, but go ahead. $40 in November, you believe.
I believe, Your Honor. And she also gave me some foot pics then. And then, starting in December 1st, it was almost a daily occurrence that she needed loans from me. And there was no more foot pics, no more foot sessions, just kind of got out of control. She needed.
Well, that's not exactly true, because there was times we'd meet up and you'd rub my feet sitting in the car, so those
correct.
weren't counted.
She is correct, Your Honor. A lot of times in a parking lot, I'd give her money, $100 or whatever she needed at the time, and I would rub her feet a little bit, but it was, no more than that in the parking lot. And it just got out of control, Your Honor. She needed help because she lost her pay card. She couldn't get access to her money, Your Honor. And then she needed help because she had surgery she had to have. She had some dental work. And one of the things, she kept having to pay child support. It was one thing after the other, Your
What's
Honor.
the total amount?
According to my calculations, I gave her lent her about $10,000 in cash. And
Okay, that's why you're able to do a little guessing, because it's significantly over the amount we're able to grant today.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're able to grant $5,000. So you must, however, prove that you gave $5,000 minimum. Beyond that is irrelevant. But you need to prove that you gave her $5,000 and that she agreed to repay it.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me, how about the agreement to repay? That's what I need to hear.
Yes, Your Honor, I've got several text messages here of her willing to repay me.
Okay, let me hear from her. Tell me about this, ma'am, in terms of the loans he's about to
Well, there was the
prove.
ones he had sent me, which unfortunately I've been through about 5 cell phones, so I have no text messages, where he had asked if it was going to be cash or foot sessions, and I said, well, easier for foot sessions, so that's what I thought. Especially at times whenever we were meeting up, he'd give me money, rub my feet in the car. I'm like,
So there was an
they've counted
agreement
out.
to repay him?
There was maybe one where I said, hey, I'll pay this back, and I put that on a piece of paper.
This
and write.
back meaning all the money you owed him at that time?
No.
Just for
the
that
last
particular
borrowing.
time?
It was like 120.
Do you know 120, nowhere near 10,000?
No, God, no.
Not over 5,000? And you say you have proof that you did?
Yes, Your Honor. I have
Let's see your proof.
I have several text messages here.
What was he doing
Rubbing my
while you were...
feet and smelling my feet, which became odd. And it was just like, okay, got the money left.
I mean, but beyond that, he wasn't like, ooh, baby.
No, thank God, no.
Okay.
Defendant Tony Terry met the plaintiff online, and she claims he has a foot fetish, and he regularly paid Tony to rub her feet.
That's between you and y'all owe me her mother. How does her mother owe you?
Well, I also helped the defendant by giving the defendant money for her mother's medical bills.
She had spoke with him about paying him back like $150 one time.
Man.
I told him to bring it up in writing, and he never did.
Ma'am, you must have some hell of a toes.
I got cute feet.
You got a hell of a toe job, doctor. That's all right to say, right? Toe job. All right. That's not vulgar. That's why I need to get my card so I can... Ma'am, you're telling him you'll pay. I'm reading it. That's why he says to you, Tony, I estimate that between you and your mother, y'all owe me $10,000 cash.
Yeah. But he's not
And
taking out for no
$2,000 in Western
account
Union. I
of
can get
what was
ma'am.
paid. He's not taking out for any account of what was paid towards the foot session.
Right, but I'm
So-
taking into account what you say. All I can take into account is what you say. And you say, I know I owe you, I will pay you.
Yeah, the 120 that I have written on a piece of paper.
No,
you're
he
supposed to
says
get notarized.
10,000 and you say yes to the 10,000. I know the game. I'm looking at it. I ain't going through this with you. Take your con to another man. Judgment for the plaintiff.
And I'm going to take into consideration what you had paid for. So,
What I like to say is to other guys out there, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you get stuff that you didn't want.